Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to make a writing board like this that you can put inside of your spiral bound coloring books. I did a video showing you how to make your coloring books spiral bound, and now I'm going to show you how to put a writing board in there that's removable. Keep watching so you can see how. What I currently am using now as a writing board in my coloring books is just this. It's a laminated piece of scrapbook paper, 2 pieces of scrapbook paper. And I made it a light color and a light pattern so that when I am coloring, I don't see the pattern behind it. But this time I'm going to make it just white, so there's absolutely zero pattern at all. And I'm not using 2 pieces of paper because it gives it a tiny bit of a lip. I don't know if you can hear that. So, and I don't want that because when you're coloring, you don't want something that has a bump in it. And this protects the pages from the other page. If you're pushing down too hard, it protects this page as well. You won't get lumps in the page you're coloring, nor will the page behind it. And if you forget to put a piece of paper behind it, you won't get the marker bleed through. It'll be on this. So it's fantastic. I love it. But what I'm going to do is I took a regular piece of printer paper and I cut a 1/2 inch off each side, off 2 sides, top and the side. As you can see, 1/2 inch there, 1/2 inch there. Because I want it to be the same size as this book that I'm working on, which happens to be the standard size, paper size, which is what, 8.5 by 11? I hope I'm right. So I need this smaller, so the laminate, because I need the edge of the laminate to come through to make it the same size. So what I'm going to do is put it in this sheet of laminate paper. It's a pocket that I have. And then I'm going to run it through my laminator. And then I'm going to poke holes in it like I did the spiral book. I made this coloring book spiral, and I'll link to the tutorial below. But I'm going to poke holes in it to make it removable from here, so I can put it behind each page that I am working on. And I'll show you how I do that. Okay, now that I pulled it out of the laminator, it is laminated. White on both sides. Like I said, I didn't want to see any pattern. So now I am going to trim it down to match the size of the book. And the size of my book is a standard 8.5 by 11. So I'm going to use the lines on my trimmer, and I'm over on this side. I probably shouldn't be, but I don't want to be leaning all on the camera for everybody. Oops. I'm trying to line the paper up. No, I want to line up the edge of the laminate. And I'm going to trim. Actually, no. Almost made a boo-boo, guys. I don't want to line this up because it's only going to be 1/4 inch on each side, so I need to go in between there. So, now line it up. Almost did a boo-boo. I'm always doing boo-boos. I'm glad I caught myself. So, the other side, I will line it up to the correct size. So I'm going to actually have to cut 4 sides because I want the edge. Don't know if you can see that. I want that edge. So now I can line this side up correctly. To the 11. Well, that already is. Oh, that's funny. That already was a 1/4 inch. I'll trim this up. Okay, I have it all trimmed up, and I did have to trim it a little bit more because I forgot to compensate for the tiny glue edge that I took off the book. So the book was 8.5 by 11, but because of the tiny glue edge I took off maybe 3/8 of an inch. So I had to trim it a little bit more than I thought, but it's still perfect. I still have an edge. But now what I want to do is I want to round the corners, because sometimes this stuff, it can poke you and hurt. So I'm going to round the corners with my corner rounder. I suggest you do the same if you can. If not, you can just cut it at a diagonal. Just kind of take the rough edge off the corners. See, like so. Take that rough edge off so it doesn't poke you. And I am going to do this the same way I did made my book spiral bound. I'm going to use my Zutter. And because I know it's the right size, I'm just going to poke it. I am going to poke holes in it the same way, using the same settings that I did for my book. And here we go. And show you what it's like when I'm done. Okay, and I finished putting the holes in it. Now, I want to make this removable so that I can put it behind each page that I'm working on. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to learn how to speak, what I'm going to do. I am going to cut a hole right in between each one. Like my scissors, I'm using my son's old school scissors. My scissors are horrible, they don't cut anymore. So actually in these little kids scissors, they cut wonderful. So between each one, oops, apologize for not being in view, I am going to just snip it. Just one little snip. Snip, snip, snip. All the way down. Alright, now I have snipped all the way down. And if I want to color a pretty picture, like that one, I just take this, flip the page, and put this behind it. I'll show you up close how to do that. Just, let me see if I can zoom in. I need both my hands. Just pop it down all the way up. All the way up. Ta-da! And now you have a writing board for the picture you want to color. And it stays in place. It doesn't slip out like mine does. It stays in place. So you can color on this. You got the board behind it, so you're protecting your picture behind it as well. Because when you're pressing, sometimes the color of the black lines can transfer to the back of this. But you have this now, and you're done with that picture. You just pop it out. See? Still there. And move on to the next picture. Pop it back in. And you always are protecting your pages. Yahoo! This works great for your planner too. If you have a planner or any spiral book, just if you have a laminator, do it. I think they actually sell self-laminating sheets. You can do it that way. So I hope that helps everyone. And thanks for watching. Bye.